friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina, and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. And since this is my birthday month, I wanted to do something inspirational with Halloween since it is my favorite holiday and season time. So I made two new vintage Halloween DIYs that are super cute and easy to do. However, before we get started, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free. But don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really hope you enjoy. But don't forget to do all of the YouTubey things down below, which is like, comment, share it to at least one friend, and now hype up the video if you are on a mobile device. It really does help out my channel. Now, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. For this DIY, you're either going to need a piece of wood or some foam board. I have this styrofoam staved in my crafting stash for a while now, so I am just going to use that. Secondly, I drew out this little stencil here that looks like a candy corn. I just drew it out on regular scrapbooking paper. Now, you can always use your Cricut machine or Silhouette machine if you have one, or download a picture and then cut it out that way. I just freehanded it, and now I'm just cutting it out with a pair of scissors. I did make 3 of them separately because I'm a visual person, so I just needed to see where I needed to lay each one of those candy corns on my piece of styrofoam. Once I had them all cut out, I did place them onto my styrofoam as you see here, and I did have different placements, but this is the one I liked the most. I'm making a candy corn stack, and if you have been following my channel, this is similar to the gingerbread stack that I made in a previous video that I will link here and down in the description box below. After I have my stack onto my styrofoam, I'm taking a paint marker and tracing out my little stencil onto my styrofoam. Next, I just need some sort of cutting tool, and I have this wood burning tool. I love using it on styrofoam because it makes the edges nice and clean, but you can always use some sort of serrated knife to help you out. It just might be a little bit more messy. Now, with cutting out your candy corns, you want to make sure not to cut out where the 2 candy corns meet, because that will hold them together. Remember, friends, if you do not have styrofoam, Dollar Tree does carry foam board that will work the same way. I just like to double up that foam board just to make it a little thicker. Now that I have my candy corn cut out, I did leave a little foot at the bottom here. This is because I want to give it a bottom later on, and I want to insert it into that bottom piece, but that is totally optional. Next, it is time to paint our candy corns, and I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize, Pumpkin, and Snow White. I first go in with Snow White and I add it all to the edges, trying to hide that black marker that we used earlier, and also give it a nice blending technique that we will see here shortly. If you do not have chalk paint, you can always use basic acrylic paints. You just might need a couple layers because they are a little bit transparent and you need it nice and opaque. Now, as I'm painting, yes, I know I did the candy corn colors in the wrong sections, but I'm still showing you my technique. I laid down the white paint, then I laid down the yellow paint, which that section needs to be orange. I do fix it off camera, but I was a little frustrated at that point, so I'm just showing you what I did to begin with. After I lay down the yellow paint, as it's still wet, I lay down the orange paint and I start blending the 2 sections together. I do this technique a couple of times to really make sure that line is nice and blended in. Now that my paint is nice and dry and I fixed my mistake, I wanted to give each candy corn a vintage cartoon face. I did look up a few photos to help me out, but at the end I just kind of winged it and tried to make make it my own. I know that in the olden days, the cartoon look, they have these really big eyes, a nice button nose, and some sort of silly smile. So that is what I'm trying to do. Once again, I am using a pencil at first to trace it on. That way, when I start painting on, I know exactly where to lay all of the paint to make it nice and neat. Now, while I'm drawing on my faces, I do want to say hello, friends. Welcome to my channel once again. My name is Justina, and here I like to make, create, and inspire all sorts of artsy things through my DIYs. If you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. Now that I have all of my faces drawn on, it is now time to paint everything in. Now, for each one of the candy corns, it's pretty much similar. I do add a yellow nose to each one. I fill in the white parts of the eyes and the mouth, and then lastly, I add the black acrylic paint to everything. And once I add the black acrylic paint, you really see the face come to life. It is so cool. I love seeing it all come together. Now, I only show you how I painted one candy corn face. However, if you would like to see the entire candy corn faces painted on, you can check that out on my Patreon page. If you become a member at any tier, you will see that full video down in the description box below. I would love for you to go over there and say hi, maybe become a member, and check out all the perks that comes with it. Remember, friends, I do have other socials. I have a Facebook, Instagram, a Buy Me a Coffee, and also a Patreon page. All of those links will be down in the description box below. I would love for you guys to go check those out, only if you want to. Now, I will let you enjoy the rest of this painting, and I will return once I'm done.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how is it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no.
To make my candy corn stack stand up upright, I am using this foam pumpkin from Dollar Tree. That is the top portion of it, and I'm cutting out a little hole at the top. I did try to trace it out, but I just tried my best to make it fit, and I want it more snug, so that's why I'm first going in with a smaller cut and then cutting off more as needed. I did use my wood burning tool to make that cut. Now, I wanted to paint the bottom of this pumpkin, so I am going in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin. I first give it about 2 coats of that pumpkin paint, then I waited for it to dry completely before adding any more detail. I did add some of that paint into the hole that we created just so that we can hide the fact that it's a hole. Next, I'm going in with a flat paintbrush and black acrylic paint to make some of these stripes all the way around the edge of our little pumpkin holder here. I did add some extra black lines to the orange parts just so that it matched some of our candy corn. And I wanted this to have some weight. So I flipped it around and I'm adding different size rocks and in different shapes so that it can hold our candy corn upright and it won't fall down easily. Now this is going to be an inside home decor piece, so I'm not going too crazy with it, and I'm just placing the rocks into a bunch of hot glue. This does work if it's on the inside of your home, but if you are going to place it outside, I suggest using a stronger glue like E6000 or super glue. Lastly, we just needed to add our candy corn stack, hot glue it into place, and that completes this DIY. I absolutely loved how this candy corn stack turned out. So did my family. My spouse asked me to make more vintage inspired DIY. So that is why I came up with this one. This was super fun and I kind of want to make more so that I have a couple around my house. But I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Moving into our next DIY, you're going to need a flower pot. I have a 6-inch terracotta one and I had sealed it off previously. Now you can seal it or not seal it. The preference is up to you. However, just to make some comparison, this is how it looks when it's sealed and when it's not. Now the purpose of sealing it is so that the paint is easier to apply, and I'm using my Waverly chalk paint once again in pumpkin, Snow White, and Maze because I was so inspired by our first DIY. I wanted to make it again, but on a terracotta pot. Now, if you have ever painted on a terracotta pot, you know they're very porous. So if you don't seal it, you need a couple of coats of paint. If you seal it, you only need about 1 to 2 coats. And then I do suggest highly to seal it after you're done painting, so all of your hard work painting on your creations stay intact and nothing peels off. As you see here, I did start at the bottom of my terracotta pot with the color yellow, and then I'm going in with the orange because once again we are making a candy corn themed pot, and I'm trying to blend in each section as I go. I do also paint the inside of the terracotta pot, but only up to the rim because I wanted the natural terracotta pot to be on the inside to remain intact. After my paint had a couple layers and time to dry, I am sketching on another cartoon vintage face using a pencil. That's just so that if I make any mistakes, it's easily to get off and correct if I needed. After I have my face on, it is time to paint it all in. Once again, I am using my Waverly chalk paint. You can always use basic acrylic paints. You just probably need a lot more layers to make it nice and opaque. Now that I have all of my areas where I need it, I then start filling it in using my Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just blocking in all of the sections first, and after I have the layers that I needed, then I go in and add more detail. And my favorite part is the last part where you add all of the black lines and fill in all of the black spaces because you really see our little friend here come to life. Here is how our little terracotta pot friend turned out. I absolutely adore him. I am even thinking about making a couple more so that he has a couple of friends to laugh and be giddy with. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. All right, friends, that completes today's round of DIYs. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video, but I was trying to fit in something special for my birthday month, and I really hope you enjoy. I am so over summer already, and I am ready for the fall season. If you feel the same way, put down a fall emoji down in the comment section below to let me know that you are ready for cooler weather and some changing of the leaves. Remember, friends, I do have other socials. I have a Facebook, Instagram, a Buy Me a Coffee, and now a Patreon page. Remember, if you sign up to become a Patreon right now, you will see an extra video over there about me painting on each of those candy corns' faces individually, and also sign up for other perks that you get monthly. I would love for you to join over there. Speaking of Patreons, I need to give a huge shout out to the Patreons. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout this year. It means so much to me, and you guys are awesome. Remember, friends, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would just love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. I am trying to reach the goal of 15,000 subscribers by October. That would be totally awesome, and I thank all of you who has signed up recently. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and share it to at least one friend. It really does help out. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy, and as always, I will see you in the next one.